Okay, so you might be wondering, why did Parth title this video so deceiving? How would we get paid to do our masters, or how would we get to do our PhD in the US in a top university, and the university will be paying us? That doesn't sound correct. But rather than wasting your 10 minutes and getting to that point, let me get to that point right now. Yes, you can get paid about $1,500 to $2,000 to even $3,500 depending on your city, while working at the university, while your also fees is getting paid. Now, fees doesn't get paid in all of the universities, but let me explain to you what am I talking about, what positions I'm talking about, and what kind of scholarship this is, which you might not have heard before. So what I'm talking about here is I'm talking about assistantships. Assistantships are of three types: graduate assistant, research assistant, and a teaching assistant. So let me explain to you why these positions are needed at the university. So when you come to the US, you'll see that professors are making hundreds and thousands of dollars, but they're not making as much as they should be, just because some universities are public and some universities are private. And to help those professors, they can't hire a full-time employee, which will cost them much more. So what they do is they use the best resource they have on the campus. They use the resources of students. So let's say I'm a professor, I am teaching CS 101 to first year students, and I have a bunch of administrative work which I don't really like to do, and I have a lab which I don't think that's the best use of my time. A lot of times universities like the professors to be teaching but also thinking about research, because the more research they do, the more papers they'll publish, the more name of the university will get published among like the scholarly or the research groups, and that will bring more students in. So this cycle keeps going on. And as a professor, I don't like to do this like repetitive administrative work, so I use assistants. I use teaching assistant if I am teaching a course and I have a lab which I think a master's student can easily handle and can easily teach. I'm going to let the master's student take it over. And I can also let him or her correct the assignments of the students, because I have already prepared the key. So let the student take care of it. I'll explain to you again in some detail on what kind of positions are available. But yeah, depending on the city, let's say if you're in New York, you might be getting paid $3,000 a month. Whereas let's say if you're somewhere in West Lafayette, where I studied Purdue University, you might be making only $1,600 to $1,800 per month. All of these amounts are justifiable for the students to live comfortably in the city, in whatever city they are. So first of all, if you're an assistant, your university might or might not be paying your fees as well. It depends on the university you're going to. So you might want to check that with your seniors or with your department, or whoever you know from that university. Check with them that if I get an assistantship, does my fees get paid? Because that's one of the biggest benefits, right? Like, think about it. Take an example. At Purdue, research assistants get paid $1,600. That can pay their living and that can pay their food, but that wouldn't cover any of the fees of the university. So since the university covers the fees of the student, they are saving $15,000 per semester. That is what, like $7,000 for 2 months, $3,500 per month. So they are saving a bunch of money that way. So you don't really, after it is all done and it is all said, after your master's is over, you come out with a positive balance. You come out with either a zero balance, that you have all the money you've gotten through your paychecks get used up, or you have more money in your account than what you started with. So it's a great program, and let me explain to you what are these positions entail and how you can get it as well. So graduate assistantship positions are for administration. It's more about administrative work. So I've seen students working in like a construction department of the whole campus, because there's always construction going on at different locations on the campus. They need students who can assist like crew when they need them to. So I've also seen people working in admissions department as graduate assistants, where they are helping with admissions procedures, where they are replying to emails of the students, and during this time they're getting stipend and they're getting fees paid off as well. How to get these positions? It's really tricky. There's always a portal for the university which says that, hey, here are the positions which are available, you can apply for it and you can get it that way. But there's no clear cut formula that you walk to a building and they'll give you the position. There's always a portal. A lot of times it also works on referral. For example, your seniors leaving because they're graduating now, so they might refer you to the position that, hey, this person's great with, like, let's say Rabbit, or this person's great with Java or some language they need, or marketing if the marketing department needs, and if they refer you, then you get the position. Second comes the teaching assistant. Teaching assistant teaches labs, corrects assignments, distributes the assignments. A lab is like sometimes 3 hours, sometimes like 4 hours, depending on the course. But you will have to work 20 hours per week, so you might be correcting assignments as well. And during this time, you'll be getting paid a stipend, and your fees will be getting paid off. So how teaching assistantship positions work is that you go to a professor, you tell them like, hey, I know you're teaching CS 101 to the freshers right now. I'm a computer science grad. I would love to work with you. I have this experience with Java or SQL or whatever language you guys work in. In my case, I didn't get assistantship. I really didn't chase it as well. It was very lazy of me, but I should have chased it. But a friend of mine, he was teaching calculus. So the first year students in the US, like first year bachelor students, they have calculus, and our calculus is much higher from 11th and 12th and our engineering degrees than what they have in their first year. So you can easily teach that. So he applied for that position. There was a test. He took that test. He passed that test, and he was hired as the teaching assistant for that class. And same thing, getting paid a stipend and getting paid the fees as well. Now comes the third one, the research assistantship positions. In a research assistantship position, you are running tests, you're helping professors with writing their papers, you're doing every kind of research the professors give you. Usually, I like teaching assistantship positions more for master's students as compared to research assistantship positions, because in case of research, it's difficult to set a boundary like, okay, I'm just going to work 20 hours per week, not more than that. Whereas in teaching assistant, you teach the course, you correct, and you might be done in like 20-21 hours, but you can only get paid for 20 hours. So why work more than what you need to work and get paid? So if you're a research assistant, put this in your mind that you will be working more. It works out really well for PhD students, because PhD students need that kind of research. And if you're coming in for a master's and then you want to switch to a PhD, it works out just the best. So this was a quick video explaining how you can get paid your fees and also get paid a stipend, a monthly stipend for covering your living expenses and food and miscellaneous trips you want to take. Let me know if this was helpful. Let me know what you want to know more about these positions, and maybe I'll make another video on how to approach them, how to apply for them. But until then, thank you so much guys for watching, and until then, I'll see you in the next one. Take care everyone. Bye bye.